I'm Don. Today, we're painting another orc. We're painting another green skin. I'm so happy to announce that I'm now the official painter for Clay Cyanide. This is my first time to paint their model. This was a quick project. I was going for a sketchy, like tabletop plus finish, and I think I did a fairly good job. I'm Don. Welcome to my channel. This channel is supported by all these awesome brands. And of course, special thanks to the Army Painter for making this video possible. Oh, before we start, shameless plug ahead. I'm inviting you guys to check out our Kickstarter. There is only 15 days left for our Kickstarter, but it's fully funded as of now. You get to get this STL, Veronica figure STL, and we'll have tons of tutorials with the Kickstarter. So learn miniature painting with us via our campaign. Now back to the painting of this Clay Cyanide miniature. I primed this print with lacquer. I use Hyro Plus, which is a primerless lacquer paint. I allowed the lacquer primer to cure overnight before painting. I have a gazillion of videos here at YouTube and at Patreon painting green skin. Well, I love not necessarily orcs or green skin, I just love painting green in particular. Now I'm curious what your favorite color is or what favorite color you like to paint, so do leave a comment at the comment section below. Now you see in the video, I'm painting the actual green skin of Warpaints Fanatic. Notice how I try to leave blue colors or areas of the previous color on the shade areas. You could actually paint with the actual green skin for all of the skin parts of the miniature and then add more shades. But with this one, my painting process is a little bit more linear. After painting the blue foundation color, it's a matter of just layering towards the highlights. It's a matter of just painting like smaller areas as the colors get lighter. Now notice how I create volume by making sure that I paint the lighter colors smaller than the previous colors. Also notice that I start to create textures with the lighter colors because I don't want like a very smooth finish with the skin. I want it smooth, but I want to create texture. So as I layer up, I paint scratches, scuffs, and stipple the color so that I produce different and random textures as I create volume. Whenever you layer up or paint lighter colors on top of each other, make sure that you have your light source in mind. It's actually easy to get lost as you paint lighter colors. So if you have the tendency of getting lost in terms of where your highlight should be, you should have a reference. Your reference could be as simple as taking a photo of your primed miniature and then like putting a very hard or very strong light on top of the miniature and taking a photo. Now turn that photo into black and white, then you have a good reference for the lighting of your miniature. So as you paint lighter colors and layer up towards the highlights, you have a reference of where to put more lighter colors. Now you could see in the video we're doing a bit of glazing using the first color that we use in the painting of the green skin. I thinned down abyssal blue with like Warpaint stabilizer around 1:1 ratio. And then I applied the thinned down paint in between the base colors and the shade areas of the miniature. Here, I'm applying glazes of our pre-highlight color. Now, this glazes kind of softens our transitions or our layering of the highlight areas towards the base color. You could also glaze with green skin, the Warpaints Fanatic green skin, and that will be your base color. But I wanted to focus on the highlight areas to soften those areas and the shade areas. However, if you want your base color, the green skin, to be more dominant, you could simply use that as your glaze color. Now I wanted more depth to my shade areas, so I used a couple of passes of dark blue tone. If you're not into saturated finish, you could actually use darker washes. Depending on the finish that you want, you may apply more glazes to have a very smooth, very good blending with your layering. That finish is really good looking, but it's very time consuming. Now we're applying the final highlights of our green skin. No need to glaze this. Just make sure you paint this very, very small, like in very small areas, so that you create volume. If you're going for an extremely smooth finish, you may do glazes after painting these final highlights. But for me, I'm happy with the result so far, and I have very good volume and color depth with my green skin. The shade areas are dark blue tones, and then it transitions to the actual green skin, and then we have very vibrant highlights with ice yellow. Now, since we're happy with the green skin, it's a matter of just painting the other parts of the miniature. I used oak brown here and painted it all over the rest of the miniature as my foundation color. Notice in the video, I leave some black areas, like the really deep crevices and details of the miniature are left black, so that I have good definition in between the different parts of the miniature. Now you see in the video, I'm fine-tuning the highlights of the skin after painting the oak brown foundation color. Now going back to painting the rest of the model, after painting with oak brown, it's a matter of just layering up towards the different colors of the miniature. Also, you see here, even the blade of, like, this is not an axe, the sword. I use different brown so that I have a good rusted finish or foundation for the sword. And then it's time to paint the metallics. My next video will show you more detailed painting of the TMM armor. But with this one, I just showed you like I'm painting the armor with Warpaints Fanatic metallic paints, and then moved on to painting some FX paints. Use fresh rust on the steel parts or the sword, and then eventually also use verdigris effects. And then after applying verdigris on some of the areas, I actually went back to all the verdigris areas and applied dark blue tone wash to tone down the verdigris effects. And then to finish off, I use fresh blood to add like blood and effects on the blade. After painting all the effects paints, adding a little bit of depth by using Warpaints Fanatic washes, it's a matter of finalizing and fine-tuning the highlights to finish the painting of this model. It took me roughly around 5 hours, maybe a little bit more, like 6 hours, to finish the painting of this Clay Cyanide miniature. Now, before our final thoughts, I would like to thank all of you guys, my viewers. The channel is growing, and of course, my patrons. And special thanks to Army Painter for making this video possible. To be honest, I rarely enjoy painting TMM. But with this one, because I'm happy with the painting of the green skin, like painting the armor with true metallic metal was kind of fun, especially after painting with the effects paints. Like I said earlier, my next video will be focused on the painting of the armor. It's a different model, it's not an orc, but we'll be painting another Clay Cyanide miniature. Also, like I said at the start of the video, I'm really curious what you guys, my viewers, like to paint. Do you like painting green or whatever color? Do leave a comment below at the comment section. Lastly, if you like this model, I highly recommend you check Clay Cyanide. I have their links below at the description of this video. And don't forget to check our Kickstarter. The link is also below. That's it, Pansit. I hope you like this video. Do like, subscribe, and all that stuff. And until my next video, guys. Bye! If you like this video, you might like these other videos.